Hey guys, Sheila here from Media Vandals. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about client reviews and how to ask for them and how to manage them. Now, last week I sent out an email to a bunch of my clients and I asked them, what's the biggest struggles you're having right now? What can I help you with? What do you need help getting unstuck with? I've received a whole bunch of responses of things that I could create some content around to help people like you. And one of them was actually around improving Google reviews. And my client says, improving Google reviews, especially for either reviews that are super old and or left for the wrong company or someone that isn't actually a customer. Now, that was from one client, and in a separate conversation from another client, they had also mentioned that they're having difficulty with Google reviews. And the frustrating part is they finish a job, they ask their customer to leave them a Google review, and the customer will say, yes, I'm happy with the work, I'll leave you a review. And a few weeks go by and they haven't seen any reviews on Google. And they found it very frustrating and they weren't really sure how to get people to start using reviews. So they suggested, they asked us what we thought of giving customers an incentive to leave a review, incentive being a discount or a free product. So to answer that question first, my thoughts, and some people may not agree, is I am not going to give you an incentive to leave me a review, because I, as a business owner, want that review to be as honest as possible. And by giving you an incentive, you are going to feel like you have to give me a good review, even if you had a bad experience, because you are going to think that a good review is the only way that you will receive that incentive or that prize. I am against it 100%. I don't think it's the right way to get reviews. I want people to leave me good reviews because I have done good work. And if they leave me a bad review, I am not going to be upset. I am going to thank them for leaving me that bad review, because now I know where my company needs to improve. Rule number one in this video is going to be, don't provide incentives for reviews. Customers should be leaving reviews because they are happy. So touching on don't be afraid of bad reviews, let's get to rule number two, which is actually don't be afraid of bad reviews. A lot of business owners will receive a bad review and they will automatically reach out and say, how do I bury this review? Someone left me a bad review. Can I get customers to leave a whole bunch of reviews to bury it? Or is there a way I can delete it off my page? And my answer is always, don't be afraid and don't bury bad reviews. And the reason why we don't want to be afraid or bury those bad reviews is because, number one, as a business owner, you should be learning from that review. If someone gave you a bad review, that means that they have had a bad experience using your service or product. So why would you shy away from that? Use it to learn, respond to it professionally and like a business owner. And other people will see that you take bad reviews seriously and that you are actively working to change that outcome that the client received or the customer received. It is going to make you look like a better business and a better business owner, because you actually care about the service that your customers are receiving from your business. So number two, don't be afraid of bad reviews. Now, how do we respond to bad reviews? Well, we always respond in a very professional manner. The first thing you are going to do is hit that reply button and you are going to say to the person, I am truly sorry that you had a bad experience. Now, if their name is in the review, use their name. Hi, Paul, I am truly sorry that you have had a bad experience. When you address someone by name, they know that you are paying attention to them, that you honestly care about them. You have taken the time to say their name. Hey, Paul, I'm truly sorry that you had a bad experience. I would love to know what we could do to make it right. Please email or call me at X and we can discuss how we can get to 5 stars next time. Always, always, always take it offline. Don't air out your dirty laundry. Don't say, hey, Paul, I looked into this and apparently you yelled at my cashier and you were a horrible customer, so we don't welcome you back here. Don't do any of that. It looks childish. It makes you look like a horrible business owner to other people that are thinking about using your business. And people are. People will read Google reviews before deciding to do business with you. So you want to make sure that you remain professional and take it offline. Do your best to make sure that that customer leaves happy, because customers refer more customers, and referrals are the lifeline of almost every business out there. So number 2, do not be afraid of bad reviews and respond to them courteously and professionally. Number 3, don't be afraid to follow up. If you have asked a customer or a client to leave you a review and a few weeks have gone by and they haven't left you that review yet, follow up. Absolutely, follow up. So here is the thing about customers. They have lives. They're busy. If they said they're going to leave you a review and you've left, they've probably moved on to something else and forgotten about it. They've either forgotten about it or you've made it super difficult for them to leave you a review. So don't be afraid to follow up. You can do it through email or by phone. I would suggest using email, as people don't like to be bugged at home on the phone. As an example of this, you could say something along the lines of, hey, we really enjoyed working with you on X. Just wondering if you would mind writing your experience that you had with us and tell us honestly how it was to work with us. And then follow that up with 3 or 4 specific questions about your service or product that you provided that customer. So if you are a landscaping person, ask a specific question of, we really enjoyed working on your lawn. Would you mind leaving us an honest review or telling us honestly what it was like working with you? Were the trees as green as you hoped they would be? Did the grass look great after we left? Did our project manager pop by to explain everything that was on the invoice? How did your lawn look before and after? Ask them specific questions of what you think that other people will like to read about in order to make the decision to do business with you. I myself, being in the marketing and strategy industry, would ask questions like, how was the experience going from start to end of the project? Was our communication good? Did our customer service exceed your expectations? Did you see results from the work that we did for you? Did you experience any growth? Were you happy with the end product? I would ask specific questions about the service or product that I have delivered. And then I would, when I received those responses, I would reply with, hey, thanks. Do you mind if we use this in a testimonial? Also, would you mind putting these answers on Google? And then I would give them a direct link to my Google review page, which brings us to number 4, make it as easy as possible. Now, the client that mentioned to me that he had been asking his customers to leave him reviews and a few weeks have gone by and none of them have left reviews. This is a perfect example of that follow-up and making it as easy as possible. So he has said, would you mind leaving me a review? And they have said yes, and he's gone on to his next job, and that is the end of it. The problem with this is he has now created extra work for his customer. And if you want someone to do anything at all, you need to make it as easy as possible. It is in our nature as human beings to find ways to make things easy, to find ways to make work easy. And if it becomes too difficult and requires too many brain cells, we will find an excuse not to do it. It's just our nature as human beings, as being a very intelligent species. We want to do as little work as possible and yet get a fantastic, huge outcome. So when you're asking your customers to leave you a review, make it as easy as possible so there is no way that they can avoid doing it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to jump over to my screen and I'm going to walk you through how you can find the link that you are going to send customers when you ask them to leave you a review. So right now, We're on my Google desktop, and you can see in the top right hand corner the MV logo. That means I am logged into Google. And when I'm logged in, I now see these 9 little squares. If I click on these squares, you can see the Google My Business logo here. Now, if you have not set up a Google My Business account for your business, you're going to want to do that, because this is one, how you're going to get Google reviews, and number 2, this helps with SEO, because people looking for your product or service are going to see your business. They're going to click on the Google My Business section, and they're going to look at the reviews of past clients and see if it's somebody that you want to do business with. And 3, having those reviews will actually increase your search engine rankings. So you're going to start to show up higher in the search engine for your product or service the more positive reviews you have, because Google likes to show relevant information that people will find helpful, that is being recommended by other people. So you want that social proof. You want people leaving you good reviews, and you want it showing up on your Google review page. So we're going to click on this Google My Business. Now I have a bunch of clients in here, and I'm going to black those out in this video, and we are going to look at Tradies. Tradies is our sister company, and they do websites and marketing specifically for the trade industry, and it is a relatively new service. So we're going to use their account. Since they don't have any reviews yet, this will be the perfect account for you to look at. So here we have the Tradies account, and in a separate video, I will go through setting up a Google My Business page. Today, we're just looking at the reviews. So if you have Google My Business already set up, then this is for you. So on this page, you're going to scroll down until you see the Get My First Review. And if you already have reviews, this is probably going to say Get More Reviews. So we're just going to click on the Share Review Form button, and then we're going to hit Share via email, which should give us a link. And there it is right there. Tradies would love your feedback. Please post a review to our profile. So we're just going to copy this link and leave everything else behind. And when I jump back over to my screen and actually paste it in the address bar and click, you'll see it will take me to the Tradies page within Google, and it will automatically post a pop-up of where you can leave the review. So you can add pictures, you can share details of your experience, and you can give it a star rating and then hit post. So that link that we just gathered, that is the link that we're going to send to our customers when we send that follow-up email saying, you know, hey Paul, we really enjoyed working with you. As mentioned, we were hoping that you could give us a Google review. Here's a few questions for you to answer. Now they've answered those questions, and you've received their reply. You respond back to them. Hey Paul, would it be okay if I use this as a testimonial in my marketing material? Oh, by the way, would you also mind leaving this as a Google review on our Google My Business page? Here is the direct link. All you need to do is click on it and copy and paste your answers into the post box, then hit post. So you've now given them the steps that they need to take in order to leave their response in your Google review page, and you've given them the direct link to do it. You've cut out all of the work surrounding having to go to Google, having to look up your website, having to click on the review button. You have now made this as easy as possible. And you've given them the answers that they should be putting into Google. Now, if you're not comfortable asking them a bunch of questions, or if you have had a conversation and they've told you they were happy with the service because of X, Y, and Z, then you can actually just send them an email and say, hey Paul, last time we talked, You mentioned you were going to leave a Google review. You probably haven't had time yet. Here is a direct link to the post page. When we talked, you mentioned you enjoyed working with us because we were fast and friendly, and your garden looked fantastic when we were done. Our crew cleaned everything up, and our project manager took you around the yard afterwards to show you what everything is done. Would you mind mentioning this on the review? Now, you have used their own words back to them, and you have written the review for them by using their own words. So now they also do not need to think of what to say because you have helped them with that. Now they just need to click the link and copy and paste their own words, which you have given back to them, into that Google review box. Make sure that you mention that you would like them to give you honest feedback. And a lot of people are a little bit hesitant to give honest feedback if they've had a bad experience, because it is in human nature not to want to be confrontational. But by assuring our customers that we want honest feedback so we can improve our service, and that we care about wanting to be a better company and serving our clients better, it will be another reason for them to keep in contact with you in the future, because now you are showing that you actually do care what people think about your service and how you can improve and serve your clients better. If you honestly don't care, then there's really no point in asking for reviews. But the majority of business owners actually want to improve their services. So we've touched on responding to bad reviews. However, let's touch on responding to the good or the neutral reviews that we've received. And in doing so, we'll answer that last question from this email of improving Google reviews, especially for either reviews of super old and or left for the wrong company, or someone isn't actually a customer. It's incredibly important to be professional when responding to bad reviews. However, we don't just want to respond to bad reviews. We want to respond to all reviews that actually have something to say. If it's just a star rating and the customer hasn't left any content, I wouldn't feel the need to actually leave a review unless it's a 1-star rating, and then I would respond and say, you know, hey, can you get in contact with us? Let us know what we did wrong. We'd like to improve. If it's something like a 3 or a 4-star rating, I might respond and say, hey, thank you for leaving us a review. What could we have done differently to get that extra star or two? Please give us a call or contact us via email at X to talk about what we could have done differently. Again, take that offline. If it is a 5-star review and there is no comment left, I wouldn't bother leaving a comment on it. I'm looking for those 3, 4, and 5-star reviews where people have actually left a comment, and I want to respond to those. So first of all, you always want to thank your customer for leaving you a review. Whether it is bad or neutral or good, thank them, because they have taken time out of their day to help you as a business build a level of authority and a level of trust with other customers who are thinking about doing business with you. It's all about building trust with your brand. Start by thanking them. If they have left a review for the wrong company, then just say thank you for leaving this review. I think you may have gotten us mixed up with another company. I did a little bit of searching, or this is what our company does, and just explain who you are and why you think they may have left a wrong review. Or if you have the time, point them to the right company. It's a little bit of extra work, but people will remember that you went out of your way to help them. Now, if it's someone that isn't an actual customer, and I have had this happen to my company in the past, where someone left us a very negative review. It was someone we had never done business with before. We hadn't even heard of this person. So rather than trying to bury the review or delete it, what I did was take the time to respond to the person and let them know that they had actually gotten the wrong company, that as a As a company that works with a small amount of clients at a time, I make it a point of remembering every client we have ever worked with in the 10 years that we have done business, and that I had not ever done business with this person, and I have no record of them. However, I would be more than happy to get on a call or have them come by the office and see how we actually do business. Now, they never did respond, and that invitation was open. I 100% would have met with that person to find out why they had mixed my company up with someone else and left a bad review. And I would have shown them that we have nothing to hide and this is how we do business. And it all comes down to, again, responding professionally, pointing out, I think you might have mistaken us with another company. Perhaps you'd like to get on a call and chat, and we can see what the issue is and why you might have thought it was us. That is pretty much it. So again, those 6 points were don't give incentives for reviews. That is number one. We want honest reviews. We do not want to coax people into thinking they have to give us a good review. We want people to be honest because this helps us improve as a business. Number two, don't be afraid of bad reviews. If you have a bad review, respond to them in a respectful and professional manner. Learn how to improve from that. You got into business to serve others, so serve them the best way that you can. Number three, don't be afraid to follow up with a customer. If they said they would leave you a review and a few weeks has gone by and they haven't left a review yet, they've probably gotten busy. So make it as easy as possible for them, which is number four. Number five, guide your customer. If they're not quite sure what to say, or if you have a specific way you would like people to respond to you, then just ask them a few questions, guide them to a proper review. And it could all come down to someone just doesn't know what to say once they get on that Google review form. So help them out, help them a little. Remind them of the service that you had, remind them of things that they said to you, and guide them in that review. And number six is respond to those reviews. Whether they're good or bad, take the time to thank your customer, take the time to respond to those reviews, and your business will grow. Having that trust factor, having those reviews, it will improve your search rankings, it will improve client trust in your service or product, and your business will grow. Like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave us a comment down below if you have any questions, and we will see you in the next video. Cheers.